Kia ora. Scorpio, this is your reading for your new moon in Taurus. Let me just put that there. So welcome. Thanks for joining me if you haven't before. Thank you. We go through and clarify these general readings. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. And if you are joining me again, thank you very much. I do appreciate it. Appreciate your comments, all of that. So let's see, Scorpio. We've got the dark valley of the moon at this time coming out. I say that simply because it is a new moon, and so it's the darkest time, isn't it? Just get a couple more cards for Scorpio, please. And beautiful. Oh, one more. Thank you. Okay. So as I said, we come out with the moon here and we do go through and clarify with a few other decks. We're in a new moon time. What can you say? Subconscious, unconscious, pre-conscious or post-conscious? The moon reveals and the moon conceals. And Scorpio, above any other astrological sign, you're very good at getting to the depths of something, to the detail of something in a really forensic manner. It's a drive to seek and to know, some things which are often hidden. For you at this moment, we've got the beautiful Wheel of Fortune, riding the Wheel of Fortune. Something within your own particular range of qualities as a sign. I do think this is somehow you're using that in a really kind of beneficial way. We want to emphasize the word beneficial way because, of course, we can use our talents in lots of different ways, can't we? Or not use them at all. But somewhere in here it's paying off for you. Then we have the Hierophant. So you are party to information that is for you. Spiritual information. Maybe you have a mentor. I see someone here who, excuse me, Scorpio, who possibly is involved in, ritual or ceremony. Could be across the board. It doesn't really matter what it is, across the board. But you have a practice. You know what I'm saying? You have for some Scorpio out there, you have a particular personal practice, and maybe you've been trying to draw in some really beneficial, positive. I do see a really strong sort of mentor with the Hierophant. We come, let's see, to the Prince of Cups here. Let's not get lost. Let's not get lost in our own reflection, I guess. With that Prince of Cups, it's a beautiful card. I'm not saying it's not, but there is a tendency for the Prince to sometimes get swept away. There's a conflict actually between the intellect and the cup, between the heart and the intellect in that Prince of Cups. So let's just what I get. Let's go through and clarify here. But there's strong guidance I do see for you, Scorpio. Let's look at the moon. What is the moon telling us today at this new moon time in your counterpart, Taurus? It's suggesting, or you may well be seeing this yourself, a lot of messages coming through. There's a lot of communication going on for you at the moment with others. This could be whatever your particular talents are. You might be sort of, it could be a business thing. I do see coin here. I mean, it's that Wheel of Fortune is on a really good turn for you at this time. So messages and speed coming in very quickly, very sort of clearing. It's as if you can see through that dark of the moon. You can see through it, Scorpio. Wheel of Fortune, please, for Scorpio. Wheel of Fortune for Scorpio, please. Oh. Look, it could be a break in the weather as well. I'm talking in terms of coin. Hello, Wheel of Fortune and the Ace of Discs, of Pentacles. This is money. I mean, it's money coming in. You're utilising something within your skill base that you're on a kind of upward roll with it. And that it's not, this, because I can't help but it's going on and on. This dark of the moon time is actually sort of allowing you to see more. I say that, so we've got that coin. We've also got, this is a transformation for you, something that you've put something, you've taken a risk, you've put something out there that's quite personal for you, Scorpio. This is what I'm getting. For some out there, remember, these are general. Take what resonates, just leave what doesn't. Put something out there on the line that's quite a skill that maybe you had hidden. Maybe you didn't want to put it out there, but it's actually benefiting you. And this is a big transformation. Hierophant, please. Because you're understanding your ability to shift your perspective on things that are very meaningful to you. We've got the 5 of Cups. We understand disappointment, all of that stuff in here. We also know we've got 2 full cups here. We know this is sort of like a lesson of sorts, saying, yeah, you can shift your own energy, shift your perspective, whatever word you want to use. And I do think that you've had some guidance in this, whether it's purely intuitive or that it is coming from a mentor. So here we have it. We're talking will centers, Queen and King of Wands. Amalgamation of two, I don't know, female, male, whatever's, people coming together. That's shifted this, that's helped, actually, that you've opened up to. But I don't actually think that. Often when when you get like the king and the queen, you look at it like a partnership. It is a partnership. I'm not talking romance here. I think it's a working partnership, and I think it's to do with particular things that you've kept hidden for a while, but you've found a compadre and you've found a lot of support within that in order to be able to utilize your skills. It's like someone that goes into sets up a kind of, I don't know, sets themselves up as an astrologer or tarot reader, or it's something of that sort of, those particular creative arts, you could say. For some of you out there, Scorpio, Prince of Cups, please. Let's not get distracted by our own reflection. There has been an elevation here. Prince of Cups, please. That it's centered around the will. It's using your, instead of, excuse me, control is not the right word. It's utilizing and it's using your skills. And the word compulsion, I'm saying this because you'll see the Knight of Wands, another wand. The Knight does the work. Flies in pretty quickly. The ability to morph and shift. Salamandery creature there on top of the helmet. I just had something there. Oh God, Scorpio. I just had something kind of what seemed to be quite pertinent. Knight of Wands. So it's about learning, which you have, which has created more balance for you too. So you're exposing something that has been a skill. You've had the support of a mentor. I mean, this is quite specific. You're on the fortune, fortune is rising for you. You can see in the dark. So just take this on board if it pertains to you. It's really good. So financial reward from a skill that you've always had, a talent that maybe you wanted to keep hidden, but you couldn't. You had to go with it. You've got compadre, support, mentorship within that, and a mastering of your ability to shift your own energy, and therefore, in some respects, because of your forensic sight, you understand how you can guide others with that same ability to shift their energy. We also, with the Knight of Wands, have the Four of Swords, a chamber of respite. This to me is your technique of self-care within this zone that you've entered into. And again, as I said at the beginning, it does feel to me like there's ritual, there's marking ceremony, there's something very hidden, something quite esoteric, whether it's in your world, whether it's that thing that you do. There's something about that here, and it's a lovely thing. It's a beautiful thing. God, it's a beautiful thing. We're looking there at that 8 of Wands speed. The important thing here, and I've got Caitlin Sylph, the important thing here is to stay on an integral track. Because the more light, as what's that saying? The brighter the light, the darker the shadow. So we need to be aware of that. Also that thing of, as I say, self-care is very important. Self-care is very important. Scorpio, it's all very mysterious here. In some ways, when you think about it, Scorpio in life, the brighter, the lighter you become, now just for simplicity's sake, I'm talking about just people want to kind of get a piece of it. This is where it's not always a great thing, This is where self-care comes in. And there's also, because we've got Brian Froud's Pixie and Fairy here, and it gave us 3 cards, there's also the speed thing, like quicker than the eye can see. It's staying 3 steps ahead of that. I've been aware of it. when you're working within certain realms. I'm talking, it's all very mysterious, isn't it? But different realms, this is all I'm getting. There's speed, there's lightness. This is like effervescence. It's like capturing that zzzt in a physical entity that you can't. But we can we but it is part of us. It's sort of like that vital sort of energy that's everywhere, I guess. It is life, isn't it? But just that need to be aware that, you know, that yeah, and I think that as you Scorpio would be aware of that a lot of things are attracted to the light. But you're in a strong position. You're in a strong coin position, and so we had the Taitlin the Sylph, which is that effervescent, light, gorgeous thing. We also have the Glancona, which is sort of a little bit deceptive. Is this real or is it fantasy? But I don't see it so much as the deceptive qualities. I think we all can fall or succumb to self-deception. But I do see it more so in that representative of, certain things being attracted to lightness, and to be able to have a very definite protective and strong boundary around yourself. And I do believe that you do, Lady of the Harvest. This is all about the planting and the culling. The cycle of that, the nature of it. And that there's, the beautiful balance of that. That the Lady of the Harvest knows when it's the right time to plant and when it's the right time to cut back. Scorpio, it's very interesting. Beautiful. And you've been a busy bee. It's very interesting. Protected. We see this, this gorgeous light, this radiant, all these layers. The protective quality. The busy bee can go about their business well protected. And pollinating, it's sort of invisible, isn't it? But we wouldn't see all these beautiful flowers and fruits and things if it weren't for the pollinators in the world, Scorpio. So maybe you're playing the role of that and benefiting as well. On that note, take good care. Enjoy this new moon in Taurus, Scorpio. Ka kite.